So in this workshop, we will design e-commerce app like right from scratch, and we will cover typography, color palettes, and different variants and all. So this is a hands-on workshop. So make sure you are on your laptop and you have registered your created account on Figma. So uh, I will start with my intro. So one sec, I'll share my screen. So yeah, can you see my screen? All right, okay. So my name is Aman Agrawal, and I'm working as a product designer in Angel One, which is a stockbroker. So I have recently joined this company. I was always into stock market. I'm an algo trader. I do trading, investing, all these things. So luckily, I got a chance to work with one of the leading stockbroker. So yeah, so currently I'm working as a product designer. So my design journey is I started designing in 2017. So basically, I started as a graphic designer. I worked on freelance projects while in college for international clients. I worked for clients from more than 16 plus countries, and so I started as a graphic designer, designing illustrations, posters, uh, these apparel designs, all these things while in college. So that's how I got interested in design. Then I moved to UI UX. As I was more interested in how these mobile and web interfaces works, how to incorporate user feedbacks and work on the designs. So then I moved to design in 2018, and then I worked on so many UI projects. So while when I graduated in 2020, I started working as a UX designer in a automation-based startup in Bangalore. So I worked there at almost 1 year, and then I moved to a design studio. So I was working as a lead UX designer in a design studio called Triple Design, and where I worked for like 1.5 year. I learned a lot. I worked on different projects from different industries. I used to manage multiple projects at a time. So that's how initially when you get the experience, the exposure to work faster as a designer. So it helps. It really helps in your career. So yeah, so like 4 5 months back, I joined Angel One. So yeah, I'm working as a product designer over here. So in today's session, we are going to learn like the wireframing for our e-commerce app. Then some basic stuff like grid and spacing. We will create a typography system. And for the UI components, we will use auto layouts and stuff. And then we will move to UI design. And then we will do some basic prototype. So make sure you are on your laptops and you have your Figma account ready. So
Uh, just a second. Also, guys, if anyone has any questions, you can drop them in Q&A section on the chat. And if you want to, if I have any doubts and while the workshop is going on, you can very much message in the chat and we can give you a presenter mode. So you can present the screen and, clear your doubts if required.
yes, yes, yes. Also, Arpit have shared a drive link on the chat. So make sure you download all the design assets. So it won't like we will not waste some time in like finding new things, icons, all these things. So make sure you download all these.
Yep, yeah, I have already sent the link in the chat and I've pinned it also. So please just download the file from that link. Thank you.
Also send a yes like when you are ready to start with Figma in the chat.
Yep, everyone who has downloaded, just drop a
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
I or whatever, just drop one so we can know when we are ready to start with it.
Awesome, awesome.
Cool. I think so. Let's just go and then and accordingly people will download.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay. So I'm currently sharing my Figma screen. Can you see my Figma?
Not yet. We can see your screen, normal screen, or the FOF screen itself.
Okay, let me check. I don't know why I'm not getting the window option.
Or maybe you can just share your whole screen and then go to Figma. That's all right.
Or I will share my browser window, I think.
Yeah, that also works.
Yeah, now can you see my screen?
Yep, it's visible.
Got okay.
Guys, just one another follow up. Did everyone download the Figma file? The others will not say yes. If that also works, we'll just get it straight into it. Let's just start, I think so.
Okay. So we will start with wireframes first. So what I'm going to do is I will go to frames, and iPhone 13 mini will work. So for this, we are going to use a grid, four column based grid. Like the columns will be four, and we will keep the margin and gutter 16. So I'm gonna add layout grid, go to columns, make it four, margins should be 16, and gutter should be 16 as well. So this will be our layout grid. And on the top, we will keep our logo. You can found the logo in the Drive file, so you can just use that while designing. I will add some. So this will be our logo, and then we can. So this will be our onboarding screen. So we can make sure like you are following or not. Like if I'm going too fast, you can just write in chat. Okay. Then I think we can keep few images for our products. We can center a line, something like this. Add few lines. We can make it scrollable carousel. Something like this. And then we can have some uh, some login buttons, some social logins over here. All right. Then we can make our login window. Where we will have our logo uh, and our email, password, and the login button. Here also we can have our social logins to help user to log in faster.
There's just a question from Nikita that is it possible to define the UX or the design decisions that we are doing, or is it just like UI tips and something like that?
So basically for UX decision, you have to get some data from the users, like how they are behaving and what to keep in UI. If there are more users using login, like email and password as a login method, then you should put it on like on the first screen. If you are getting more clicks on the social logins, then you should get like use them on like on the first screen. So that's some UX thing we keep while researching how the user behaves and all while designing the UI. Okay. So this will have a login screen, and after login, we will show the home page. We will use sneaker name, something like this. The pricing, and category. All right. So there will be some column like this. Also, we can have some icons over here, like the hamburger we can use, and the profile icon. Okay, after that, we can have the shoe description. So I will remove all this. We can have a carousel. Let me know if like I'm going too fast, and make sure you follow all the steps. All right. So there will be a sneaker description over here, and we can keep size options. Similarly, we can keep the description. Some text over here. and then we can have the add to cart button. So there will be, then after adding to the cart, we can design the cart page. Okay, so we'll keep the shoe image, the cart. We can name it as bag, and we can have the shoe name, then category, size, and the costing. Okay, I
Uh,
hope you guys are following me.
yeah. So we have one question from Nikita
Mhm.
that the content that goes on each card is ideally defined through research. So can you explain why we have chosen this content and also why have we made the decision to use a carousel versus a vertical listing?
Okay, so the first question is so we have to do some research, like we have to create some IA, like what should we go where, and like what should we show this the like show the shoe name, shoe category, the pricing, all these things. So you are right, like we have to do some research, the UX thing, and so for the carousel thing, for we have to utilize some space. So for example, we are using the carousels on the like onboarding screen. So on the homepage, we are using the listing thing. Also for the catalog page, we are using like the slidable uh, images. So it depends on the the requirement, like what we are designing for. So we have to design like that.
Thanks, Aman. I hope that answers it, Nikita.
All right. Okay, then we can. So this is the card. So then we can show some like shipping address. So I've like kept it very basic for the beginners. So we are not using like different methods to add the shipping address and all these things. So it's very basic thing. So in the shipping address, we can show some text. Mm, okay, then we can show payment method. All right, and after that we can show the subtotal. And we can keep the button checkout. Okay, then after that we can show order completed or something like that. Hmm, yeah, we can do that. So on order completed page, we can use a Lottie animation over here. And we can do order completed, something similar text. And we can make a CD to go back to the home screen, like continue shopping.
Rameshwar has a question if we are going with 12 pixel font size.
So yeah, I will like we will change the font sizes afterwards. So this is just for the wireframes stuff. So we will keep a typography system where we use different type. So are we good with the wireframe?
It just gives a heads up if everyone is done with wireframes or have any questions. You can just drop your messages in the chat.
Let me know in the chat like when you're ready with the wireframes.
Just drop a yes or okay box. Yeah, we got most yeses. I think so we can go forward.
All
If
right.
anyone is still doing it, just write it in the chat. Okay, we can move forward. I think so everyone is okay with that. Sounds good.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. Okay. So for the grid system, we are using, as discussed, we are using 4 column grid with 16 margin, 16 cutter. And for the spacing, mostly we will use 16 pixels for the spaces. You can find the icons in the drive. So make sure you have on your Figma file. And now let's create a color palette. So mostly we are going to use black. So it's not recommended to use the actual black. So 1 second. Yeah. So I'm gonna create a frame just for the UI thing and add an auto layout, make it 40 or maybe 24. Add the text. So we will make the color 2424. So it's not the actual black. Then we can name it uh, primary black. Also, we are going to use the font inter, so you can find the font files in the drive. So make sure you have installed it. center aligned. So for example, how to make these color styles. So you will select the color, go to add style, sorry, go to add style, and you can name it as primary black and create style. So you can see all these things over here. So if you want to edit it, you can just go to styles, primary black, and you can change it over here. Okay, so similarly, we will create few more color styles. So also we can make one primary white. I will make it white, add some stroke. Okay, then similar thing, color, make it primary white. All right. Then we can have some grays. So I will create a copy. We can make it secondary gray. You can keep it, sorry, A6, A6, A6. Okay, then we can make it secondary. I hope you guys are following the color palette thing.
As you're going too fast, or if you have any question, just feel free to ask in chat, and we'll surely answer it.
Yep. Also, we will have one more gray. So we can make it tertiary gray. We can keep it E4, E4, tertiary gray. All right. I think we will just have these many colors like for the very basic. As you can see, these styles are coming over here. So we can directly use these styles in our designs. Okay, so for the color palettes, you can use different tools are available like color palette, and so many websites are providing the correct color palette ratios, so you can use those. So the primary secondary thing will come based on your design, like UI components. So like for example, Uber uses the black as a primary color, whereas Swiggy uses their orange as a primary color. So is it based on the requirement of the app and the brand color palettes. All right, should we wait or like move to typography?
Guys, any more questions? We can surely answer. I think so, no more. So these were basically all the primary colors that we set before we start working on any new uh,
Yes.
design file. And once we start working on it, we'll have more defined colors like this as we go on.
Yeah. Let me know in the chat like the color palette thing is done. and you are ready with your color styles.
Just give a heads up, that will be great.
Awesome.
I think so we can go ahead.
All right. Okay, so I will create a new page for typography. Uh, New frame. So for the basic thing, we will just have labels and paragraphs for typography. So let's have some labels. So for labels, we are just following uh, like 18px. Mm, 16 pixels, 14, and 12. So basically, we will use these labels in our app for these font styles. All right. Okay, so I will have some sample text over here. Okay. So make sure to use 150% as a line height because we usually keep the the line height should be the 1.5x of the font. So we can keep it 150% as a line height. Okay, so this will be the 18 pixels, and similarly for the 16, 14, and 12. So, all right, so these will be our labels, and for the paragraphs, we will use just the regular size of the font. So the sizes will be the same, just the font will be changed. So instead of medium, we will just make it regular. Okay, so for the labels, just let's start with the font style for 18 pixels. So if you want to create text styles, just select the text, go to this option and click on create style. So for example, we can set as L large. Okay, then for this we can keep uh, L small. Sorry, L medium. And for 15 pixels, we can make it. L small, and for L, L extra small. All right. As you can see, all these font style are available here. So similarly for paragraphs, let's make it quickly. So for paragraph, it should be P large, P medium, P small, P extra small. All right. So as you can see, it's available over here. Let me know if you're ready with the font styles.
Guys, any doubts with the typography and font size or any questions? And if you're ready, just give a heads up. So we'll just go with the main UI.
Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes. Let everyone finish it.
Yes, we are recording the video and we will be posting it on the YouTube, so don't worry about that. But if you're missing anything or if you want us to wait for a while longer, we can surely do that even right now. But yeah, you can very much find this video on YouTube also in a while.
Okay, shall we start with the UI?
There's a question by Muskan one. Were there no changes while making a paragraph font?
So mostly we will just change the font sizes while designing. Like for the header, we will use 16 pixels, and the for paragraph, we will use 14 pixels. So it's just about the different type scales we are using. So just to keep it very basic, I use these styles, but you can play around with different font sizes, different styles, all this.
Also, you're not using headings, so there's not very
Yeah,
need
yeah, yeah.
in tables and paragraph
So
styles.
these are the main font styles we're using in our app. So yeah, you can always play around with headings and all these subtitle text.
Guys, you can just give a heads up so we can go forward. I hope your question was answered, Muskan. I think so. We can go forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So finally, let's start with our UI. So I will create a second page, UI, and with the same grid system. All right. So you can find the status bar in the drive link. So you can use that over here. something like this. And so the first screen will be our splash screen. Okay, so we will use our color styles over here. So I will keep the background primary black. And if required, you can just move the grids. Also, you can find the logo in the drive. So you can paste it over here. So we can uh, keep a auto layout on this and center align it. Let me know if you're following me. Also, if required, I can share the Figma link as well, the last. So, but make sure to practice, you just follow all the steps.
If guys has any doubt, please feel free to ask, else we can continue. And if you're missing something or something like that.
Also, then we can make our onboarding screen. Okay, so let's make copy of this only. We can keep the background white, change the color to primary black, like this. Okay, then then we can add our header with our logo. I think it's fine. Also, you can find the images as well. Yeah, so we can use these.
These will be in the drive link that you downloaded
Yeah,
from.
yes. So we will create an auto layout over here. Just make it fixed. Yeah, something like this. Then let's create a button for social login. Okay, so we can use small add an auto layout, fill container. We can have some padding. We can have 8 pixel padding. Okay, then we can have some stroke. For stroke, we can use, hmm, I think touch to play. And for the padding, we can have something like this. Also, we can center around the components. The icons you can find in the Figma file, sorry, the drag link, you can use those. Also, we can have some border radius. All right, I think it's looks good. Similarly, we will keep some options for Facebook and Apple. Yeah. So also let's add an option for the login. Okay, so I will add a text over here. Or let's keep two texts. Okay. Then create auto layout, move it to here. 24. You can fill container. So for this, we can use color style secondary and have some spacing between them. Also, we can have some maybe primary black. All right. So also for this, we can have some horizontal scrolling. So if you see, oh, you can't share the prototype. So the carousel thing is looking like this. Okay, understood. So now let's design our login screen. And name it onboarding. So for login, we can use something like this. Okay. So let's create a field. Okay, so we can keep the height 40. Okay. 40, we can fill the container and add a stroke, tertiary gray, and we can have some padding for something 16. Okay, and we can have some border radius. Also for the text, we can use We can use paragraph small, and for the color we can use primary black. Let's have some padding. I think it's good. Okay. Let's duplicate this and have some padding between them. 16 should be good. And the password. I think let's make it 24. Enter password, and we can keep it. The text size will be paragraph small. All right. Then we can have a login button. So it should be disabled because we have no data over here. So we can make it tertiary gray. Sorry, tertiary gray, and the font color should be secondary gray, something like this. And also we can have text over here. So let's keep it. Okay, so this is our login page. Let me know like if I'm going too fast or something. Okay, then create a page with our details. All right, we can make it small, label small, and secondary gray should be primary black. Similar approach over here. Label small, color should be primary black, and let's have some stars. Password. And for the login button, we can use the color should be primary black, and tag should be white. Yep. All right. Are you guys following me?
Guys, any doubt, anything as such?
All right. Let's start working on our homepage. So over here, we'll have hamburger sign. So I have already shared the icons, so you can use those. Okay. So for the 1 second, so we will show our listing like this. All right.
There's a question by Rameshwar. What is the recommended icon size for mobile tab and desktop?
Okay, so like for the buttons, we use generally 16 pixels. And like for here, we are using 24. So it depends on the UI component. So for example, here we are using 16, and here we're using 24. So mainly we should use 24 because in the mobile it's little harder to press on icons. So mainly it should be 24. If it's in the button, like you can use 16 also. All right. So okay, so let's create an component for the product. And we can keep it 16. We can keep the or we can keep it something else also. Let's create one more component over here. We can make it okay. Yes, 6 of 6, and we can create it background gray, and we can use that color. So you can use that image file over here, which I've shared, and let's put it on the top. Add some text. Uh, okay, so I will put the image on the top. For some more text, we can have it primary black, and the label should be small. And for this, we can have secondary gray. Or you can always play with it. Okay, so also we can, I think the font is too big. We can make it small. All right. So I will fill the content. Make it 24. I think that we can make it 8. Okay. Also, let's add the pricing. We can make the spacing more space between. Remove this. Now we can keep the MRP. All right, so it's already 5.5. I will go a little faster. All right, so we can make it a component, and similarly we can have different listing. Okay. Similarly, we can have different shoes. Something like this. So then should be the catalog page. Okay, so I will use padding. Okay, then so here we can have graph shell. And packed, center line. That should be primary black. You can add some padding like 8 pixels. Similarly, we can have some padding. All right. So we will show the sneaker details over here. Then we can have the sizes. I will add a auto layout. Extreme should be good. And the stroke, yeah, we can keep it secondary gray, and font style we can, sorry, we can make it secondary gray as well. Let's have some more packet padding over here. And let's keep the width 80 and center line. Okay, then make a auto layout, align it. Mm, and I think we can keep it auto. Let's reduce it to 72. Yes, better. We can make it 3, 3.5, 4. Right, 5.5, 6. Okay. Then have some description or something like this. Okay, then have a button. Three 27. All right, let's make it primary black. Color should be primary black. Okay, then we can make the background tertiary gray. Should be secondary gray. Instead of the profile, we can have the cart. We can have the back arrow. So the hamburger. Awesome. So now let's design the cart. All right. For cart, let's remove these and have some text. Name it back. Full container. We can keep the for 16. Okay, then we can T. Okay, let's have some text. Written auto layout. Something like this. We can have small. Label also we can use extra small, size 6. Click it. And the MRP we can use small from blank. All right. Okay, so similarly for the shipping address, we can have some details like well, we can keep it extra small. Something like this. Then we can have payment method. All right. So let's group all this and this. And spacing mode should be space between. And we can fill the containers. Here we can have some padding. So for we can have the primary city over here. Check out. Awesome. So after checking out, we can add a lottie. So for that, you need to install lottie files plugin. So I've already installed it. One second. All right. So we will use this animation. Move it on the top. And we can add the text order completed. Your order was successful. Okay, we can set it to the continue shopping. All right. So I think the UI is done. So let's move to prototype. So quickly, I will just prototype it. So from the splash screen, we will move to onboarding screen. I will add, mm, okay, I'll click navigate to instance. Then for the login, we will move to login page, and when we enter email, should move to build page. After logging in the sneaker page, and after this, okay, after selecting the size, or, or let's make it blank. Okay, so when click on add to cart, this, and so I think we can change it to profile icon. After checking out, order completed, then continue shopping. This page. We can make it to vertical scrolling. So let's test it out. Oh, you are not able to see the screen. Okay, so this is our splash screen. Here we're onboarding page. When you click on login form, enter email password, login, you will see all the sneakers. And when you click on sneakers details, click on add to cart, add to cart. When you go to the cart, you will see the details, payment method, then the checkout. Awesome. I hope you guys learned something new in this session.
Thanks a lot, Aman.